Hey everybody, Jim Malone here. It's Dallas Trading Floor. It is Friday, the 18th of September, and the markets are looking a little bit tested here. So we're continuing a sell-off. I think it's time. You know, the market has been under pressure. I'm looking at my charts and my other indicators, and I am basically, battening down the hatches. I think we may go lower here. Even with Battery Day coming up, I think there's going to be a little bit of a little bit of a rotation out of tech, obviously, into some of the more, the less love stocks. The financials being the ones that are getting a lot of the rotation action today, and that the financials are the ones that are up the most today. So be careful out there. I think we may be. Oh, it's actually that should be 134. So wrong. There we go. 134, not 143, 134. A little bit of dyslexia here, but basically, I have an interesting covered call play for you today on Tesla. This is one that I actually am doing, so it might be of interest to you. Also, of course, if you want to get on our list for YouTube. By the way, it seems like TikTok is up in there, and TikTok may shut down. I hope it doesn't, but it may shut down. So if you are interested in this show, please, if you're on TikTok, go to www.Dallas Trading. Go to youtube.com/Dallas Trading 4, and that's sort of our new home on YouTube. There, hopefully, we'll be there. And also, of course, if you're on the TikTok app, just go to my profile, click the click my profile. You'll see a link. Hit the link, and you'll go right to the sign up for the action trade alerts, and that way you'll be, hopefully we can keep you uninterrupted. Just don't know what's going to happen with TikTok. I mean, I have a lot of friends now on TikTok. I hope that it doesn't go away, but we're going to be on YouTube, youtube.com/Dallas Trading 4. So I just wanted to get that out there for everybody before the show. So we don't know. I mean, I thought it was going to be a pretty sure deal with Oracle, but it's funny. It just seems like that is not necessarily gonna happen. So just don't know where it's gonna go, and it's harder to call what's going to happen with TikTok than it is going to be with the market. So I want to show you the slide for today. Today we are still under pressure. We are in an uptrend. We're still in an uptrend barely. We're not in a correction, but we're very close to possibly going into a correction. As you'll notice, the S&P 500 is down, as well as the Dow Jones. And I have been selling out of positions, basically. I did sell a covered call this morning. I have one expiring on Tesla today. It's a 390, and then I also sold one for October 20th. That's about a little bit 32 days out, and that basically went for about $60 on that cover call. So I am basically, getting myself more into cash, and the positions that I have, I'm protecting them with calls. And if you are in stocks, you might want to consider, if you do have some profits, probably taking them now, getting into cash, because I do think that we may see a market reversal. So, I can't say exactly when and where, but that's what's appearing to happen. I want to show you the spider here. Of course, everybody out there, this is the world's largest ETF, and basically what the spider does is it basically is the S&P 500. It is down $5 a day. There's a key level here, and that's about the 325 level. It's at 330. If it does move below the 330 level, 325 level, I do think that we're possibly going to see it retrace, maybe down as low as I'm looking here. It might go as low as 300, 380, 280. But I think we're going to see a retracement here, and it's moved through this line. This is the key. This is the key indicator with volume. So it does look like we're going to probably get a reversal here, and it may go down. So that's why I want you to protect your positions. The real issue is not so much the S&P, though. That's important. There's a lot of get a little coffee here. There's a lot of good stocks in there, but a lot of tech stocks. But the one you really have to watch out for is the Qs. I do believe that the Qs may be going down, the volume's up, and the price is down, and it's at 266. So I want to show you this chart. It's important in that the QQQ is where most of the tech stocks live, and they have been selling off pretty hard the last few days. So this is the one I want you to watch out for. So you might want to tighten up your positions a little bit, maybe going a little bit more into cash. It's not a good time to be extended at all right now. If you have any margin, just please try to try to possibly move out of that as much as you possibly can. Because I do think we're going to see a change in the market direction. It's not for sure, but it's looking like that with this with the Qs, the way they're trading. So I just wanted to be very upfront about that. Now I'm going to show you something interesting that I did today, and you can do this too. It does take a little bit of capital, unfortunately, on this one. This is not an easy trade in terms of the capital, but it's basically what this is if you were to buy at today's price right now, a Tesla is selling for about 440, 450, and then you were to immediately turn around and sell the right to buy that from you, basically a 445 strike price, basically almost the same price that you bought it at, you would get from that, just doing that out 32 days, you would get basically $5,700, which is an extremely good return. It's about 146 annualized return, or about a 12.8% return over the time period. So this is a great way to play it. I do these all the time when the market is moving, and I realize that there may be the uptrend may be under pressure. So then once that happens, then I am trying to sell calls and protect some of those gains, lock those gains in. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm trying to, as I said yesterday, I was going to tell you how I was going to be buying Tesla. I'm still not buying Tesla. It did move up today. I didn't want to buy it unless it pulled back to the 21-day moving average, which is basically about 399. So I haven't bought it yet today. I've been trying, but it's not happening. So that's the way that goes. What do you think about the price of Tesla after Battery Day? Do you think it will increase? Well, I think that there's a general tech sell-off right now going on, and so I think it's quite hard to say how that's gonna play out. I'll just kind of show you my holdings currently, so you get an idea. I've really pared down my holdings. I'm basically only holding Tesla, Oracle, Newmont Mining, and Taiwan Semi. That's all I'm holding right now. Normally I have at least 8 positions, but I'm only at 4 positions, and typically that's the way it is. Now this is also in my small portfolio. If you notice, everything pretty much is down except for Tesla, which is up, which is kind of nice. So my average price in Tesla is about 383. And I'm going to be probably liquidating that position, because I do think the market is a little bit under pressure, and we may see it move back. We may see it move back lower. So we want to protect that, get ready for the next uptrend, so that we can take full advantage of of that as well. So yeah. I'm typing in, I'm just bringing up the charts so that we can see those on anything that people want to look at. Okay, so great. So basically, oh, hey, man, thank you. This is an interesting one. HWM, this is an aerospace company. I just want to take a look at the chart here for everyone, so we can say that HWM, and let's see if we can get a good chart for you, because that's a good thing. So let's see if we can pull that down. Come on, baby. There we go. All right, yeah, pulling it down more. Great. So we can see that. I'm going to look at the weekly chart. Typically, this is how you do it. When I'm looking at charts, I'm always starting out with the weekly chart, and then I'm looking at the daily chart to see if I can find a buy point for this. That's sort of my routine. That's how I do it. Basically, there is a cup formation, which is excellent. It is moving right up this 40-day line, but unfortunately, like with everything else in the market right now, it's pulled back below this line. I don't think you want to buy it right at this level. I want to see it reverse, but the last buy point on this was quite low. It was off another cup and handle. It's basically 53.83, and it's 107. So I do think this is pulling back. I would want to see this thing pull back This thing probably this thing probably is gonna pull back probably to at least below 100, maybe 90. This is a watch list right now. It is in a pullback mode. I wouldn't buy it at this level. I think it's a fairly good stock. Let's see the criteria. It's a 6 out of 9. That's pretty excellent. Typically, I can see 7 out of 9 is the best. This is criteria for buying. The only thing it misses on is earnings per share last quarter, and the sales last quarter didn't quite go up enough, and it's a little bit off the high. It's 15% off the high. See, this is the thing. When a stock starts moving off the high is not when you want to buy it. Now, I know that sounds like double talk here, but typically you want to buy in the higher highs. And in order to do that, you typically want to buy it within 15% of its ultimate high. So I wouldn't buy this one right now. I'd wait on this, possibly watch list it. Thank you very much for the question. I just don't think it's right at buying at this level because the condition of the market has changed essentially to a market under pressure. We need to be more careful. We need to have more solid buys before we buy. So right now, I can only give it a watch list. It is not a buy, so be careful on this one. If you're holding it, that's another thing. But if you're looking to come into a new position on this, I think that it's going to be a little bit difficult for you. So that's my opinion. Okay, KO and Amazon. Well, KO, as you probably know, is Warren Buffett's probably favorite stock. It's Coca-Cola, and it is a very defensive. It's a very, very defensive stock. Now, here's the thing with Coca-Cola. I mean, they're basically as a Coke everywhere on the planet. So I can't really see them, gaining too much. I mean, I really don't like the chart. I know that people are buying it. I know they're buying calls, but I just in short term, I just don't really like it enough because here's the problem that I have with KO. The 40-day line is below the 200-day line, and that for me right there is a strike against it because it means that basically it was doing better before and it's doing worse now. I want companies that are doing better right now, not worse right now. Let's look at the criteria for buying it. Yeah, it just doesn't meet the criteria. It's only 4 out of 9. It's too far off its high. Its earnings per share down are not accelerating. They don't have accelerating earnings enough. I can't recommend Coca-Cola. Unfortunately, I know that Warren Buffett loves the stock, but I'm not Warren Buffett. Of course, I'm not as rich as him either. So that's quite another thing. Now let's look at Amazon because Amazon has stumbled a little bit as of late, but it's just kind of spectacular rise, and it's a spectacular stock all the way. But again, it's not a time to buy it. We're moving into a correction. As you can see, it's down here. I'm looking at the daily chart, but let's look at the weekly chart because that's the one that will tell the tale as to overall direction the best. Yeah, it's pulled below the 40-day line. The buy point on a flat base is 33.44.29. That's been that way for a while. It's at 29.41. It just isn't a buy at this point. There's heavy selling on it. So let's look at the criteria. Well, it's got very good criteria, 7 out of 9, but I can't recommend going and buying Amazon right at this point because the market is moving back. And if you were to buy it at this level, you probably would move down. So I can't recommend Amazon. I'm sorry, boy, this is 3 out of 3 I'm not recommending. Wow, that's bad. Okay, nothing is horrible. Apple and Microsoft and NIO. Okay, well, for full disclosure, I sold out of my position in Apple today at 109. I sold out my position in Apple at 109. So I am no longer at Apple. Apple has been pulling back below the 40-day line. So it is definitely in a situation where you don't want to buy it. But if you're in it and you're not down 7%, I'd hold it. But right now you don't want to be buying it. It's pulled back below the 40-day line. It's still a great stock, but this is tactically not the place to buy it. It's 6 out of 9 in terms of criteria, which is excellent, but it still is not a buy. It's a watch list. I would wait for this thing to firm up on the 40-day line, and let me see if I can give you a decent buy point on that. Let's see if I can come back here and give you a decent buy. I can't really do that. Yeah, it's pulled back below the 40-day. Until it moves above, until it makes a round trip above this, it's just not a buy. It's going to move lower. It looks like Apple's going to move lower. Now, how low is it going to go? That's always the, that's always the issue. But I think it could possibly go. I think it possibly could touch the 100 level. It's currently at 107. I sold out at 109. I just don't think it's right now going to hold up. So if you're not in it, please be careful. Microsoft, I believe, is probably a little bit different story. Let's see how Microsoft's holding. Microsoft typically is more of a bellwether. It's still down too, so it's right at 200. Again, this stock is selling off right now. Now, I mean, you could definitely hold this because I do think it will regain the 40-day line, but there is some action on the chart that I don't like, and that is the 21-day is crossed. It's just about ready to cross the 40-day, and then when that happens, I do think that's a downward cross. That's what they call. Well, it isn't a death cross. That's the 40-day that crosses the 200, but it shows weakness. There's just yeah, there's just a lot of selling on it right now. So if you're in it currently and you've set your stop losses for 7% sound, leave it in. If you're not, I wouldn't recommend getting in. It's just not a good time. The market is basically selling off, and it's not in a downturn yet, but it may be soon. So you want to be careful. You want to really protect yourself in these positions. I was looking at the relative strength indicators on the overall composite, and we definitely are one standard deviation away from the mean, which is to the downside, which is means that the market is changing its characteristic. And I've been saying for basically the last week that the market is under some pressure, and I think we're going to see some more. So let's look at NIO out there to see if NIO is, well, NIO is actually moving up. Wow, that's incredible. It's actually in a profit-taking zone right now, so it depends on where you bought NIO. But NIO at 19, it's done very well in the last few days. I do think that it seems to see settling right about that 1950 level. As long as this thing stays above the 21-day, it's probably worth considering. I wouldn't consider a whole position in this, maybe only a half position in NIO, but it's stronger than the rest of them. It's still not extremely strong. The buy point on this one was way back here. The buy point on NIO was 1545, and it's at 1943. So it's extremely extended right now in terms of a percentage basis, but it's not bad, and you could probably nibble a little bit at that one as opposed to the other ones. So yeah, that's kind of where I am on NIO and the other ones. Your thoughts on GE for the long-term hold? Well, in full disclosure, I actually went to college with Larry Culp, who is now the CEO of General Electric. He did a lot better than I did. but we both went to Washington College, believe it or not. Look, okay, so earnings per share are, it's moved up above the 40-day line. Is it a long-term hold? Boy, if anyone can turn a company around, it's Larry. He did an incredible job with Danaher. It's a very cheap stock. The biggest thing, the biggest worries about General Electric and companies like this, legacy companies, is they have huge pension liabilities, and they could be very much of a problem. So it's not a growth stock. But at this price, the question is, the thing you have to really realize is, do you think this is going to go out of business? Now, there's been some very, very strong buying at these levels. So, I mean, I'm seeing some very strong buying. So, the fact that the 40-day is the, I would watch this one, wait until the 21-day moves above the 40-day. If that happens, then you might be able to buy it. But right now, I would wait until at least cleared, at least it was $8. To show some strength. It's still in a downward motion, so it's a watch list. It's not a buy at this point. It's still not a buy. Well, everything I have is not a buy. Wow. So yeah, that's the way I think there. Okay, so let's see. Get to TikTok. By the way, everybody on TikTok may be going away. It just seems to go back and forth. Maybe three. Oh, excellent. It means on the Qs. Excellent. 3K on the Qs. Yeah, that's something that probably will do well in the next few weeks. If the market If the market changes direction, then we want to possibly look at the Qs. And I'm going to show you a chart on the Qs. Thank you for this question, by the way. This is excellent. This is really what you want to buy when the market is changing from a confirmed uptrend to a from a uptrend under pressure to a downtrend. Now, it should be coming up here in a second, but let's see if I can get a chart on the Qs, SQQQ. Now, the SQQ is an oddball stock. It's not really a stock, it's an ETF, and basically what it does is it essentially shorts the QQQ at a 3-to-1 ratio. So it's currently trading at 27, and I'll show you the chart on this one as well. There we go. It's the only time you really want to be in this one is when it's changing, and thank you for that. Thank you for that comment on the Qs. I could definitely see you making money on this because we were in a anytime you're in a market trend under pressure like we're on now, this is a great hedge. So very good move. Very good move on that. Okay, NIO. I covered NIO a little bit. I don't think NIO's a buy right now, but I think you definitely want to watch it a little bit. Price target for Tesla on 922. Okay, let's look at Tesla with a more critical eye. See what we can find here. See if I can give you some kind of guidance on that. There we go. There it's Tesla. Okay, so I'm going to look at the 60-minute chart to see if I can see kind of where it's headed. Let me just show you the 60-minute chart for Tesla. We had a huge buy here, so definitely I think we are headed possibly above above 450. I think it could go as high. I think it could go as high as 460 by the 22nd. That's sort of my educated guess on there. I have sold a call option on another 100 shares that I own, and that was sold at 446, which is significantly lower, but I have a very high chance of that being exercised, and that's why I did it, because I wanted to capture that profit. But I think we could be as high as 460 by battery day. So, by the way, it's probably going to see with Tesla, it's probably going to see its greatest appreciation from now until battery day, and then so I believe that the best way to play it right now, at least the way the market is, if you're going into it now, hold it into battery day, but sell it before battery day, because that's going to be where it's going. Is Tesla going to double top? Boy, that's a good question. Let's look at the weekly to see. That's how you're going to see if a double top is happening. It possibly could. So I'm going to go back over to the Tesla screen here to see if we can see evidence of that. Right now, it seems as if about 445 seems to be the top. That's one of the reasons I sold my option at 446. But that sort of looks kind of where the top is now. It's moved up significantly today, but I do believe, reading this chart, at least on the weekly chart, that we're going to possibly see a movement back. So let me look at the daily to see if I can give you sort of a better view on that. Yeah, it's moved up. Basically, yeah, it had a blow off top at 502. It's pulled back down. It's now it's now moving back up. I think it's probably going to top out right about 460, and I believe that's where it's going to be on battery day. So that's my I don't think it's a double top yet. I don't think there's a head and shoulders pattern here. So this is not a short, but I don't think it's going to move. I don't think it's going to move beyond 500. Move beyond 460. I just don't. It's just my my opinion on it. At least not in the short term. What about X? Wow, I haven't done anything on X in a long time. This is U.S. Steel, of course. At one time, believe it or not, back in the day, this is the largest steel company in the world. But it just doesn't have. It did pull above the 50-day moving average, which is a good sign. But the trend on this chart is bad. It's going from high to low. I don't like that. Would I buy that at this level? Absolutely not. Unfortunately, it only meets 2 out of the 9 criteria that I look to buy. And it's got a downward trending chart. And there has been a lot of buying, but I just want to see more conviction before I buy this chart. So I can't recommend X, unfortunately. I wish I could. I love the company. I wish they could turn around. But until there's some more work on, on manufacturing in the U.S., I don't think, or infrastructure spend, I don't think that X is going to be the way to go, unfortunately. ZUO. Let's take a look at ZUO to see if there's anything there. And this is a cloud-based software that enables companies. I don't know what this does. No, this is just too frothy for me. Boy, I've just gone off one bad. I like that picture, by the way, Katrina. Seriously, yeah, you are one hot looking one. No, sorry. Disregard that, please. It looks as if, yeah, there was a little bit of a blow up. There is a cup with a handle, but it's trending downwards. It's got a relative strength of 8. No. Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh, man. I hate to say that. Thank you, Morrison. So appreciate it. I love to see you coming back. I want you every time to see. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm trying to be as factual as I can. Thank you very much. I am what they call a Can Slim trader. And by the way, if you're interested in Can Slim is a great way to understand the markets, and really it changed my life in terms of how to trade. And what I want to show you on my website, I have a little link to the sort of the ultimate book for Dallas trade for Dallas trade for Can Slim trading, and that is O'Neill's book. And I'll just show you the picture of it on. Oh, that's a small portfolio. Learn to Trade bookshelf. There we go. These are books that I absolutely recommend. And by the way, they're available on my website. Super easy to get them. And you can get them. But if you really want to learn how to start trading, I like these 2 books a lot. How to Make Money in Stocks: A Winning System, Good Times or Bad. That's by O'Neill. That's the original book. That's the green cover here. And then there's also How to Make Money in Stocks: Getting Started. I actually like the Getting Started book because it just distills it down to everything that you need. But I am a Can Slim trader, and this will get you started on Can Slim trading. And by the way, many of the top traders in the world are Can Slim traders. So thank you for that. Okay, so price target for and I think the price target for Tesla is going to be about 460 on battery on the 22nd. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I sold Apple credit spread for what do you think? Please help. Okay. Boy, I would have to evaluate that more. Here's what you can do. QIR0. You can get in touch with me on my website, and if you could put it on there, it would help me. Then I can take a look at it. My website, the easy way to go is just go www.tradingfloor, and then there's an Ask a Question button. Just push that and just fill out the form, and that way it'll get right back to me. I use the form so it keeps me organized. It's just easier than just random emails. I know that you will have seen it and I'll give it first priority. So if you could do that, I could probably give you an answer on your credit spread there. Just so everybody can see, here's how my small portfolio is currently. I am holding most. I'm not totally in cash, but I do have a significant amount. I'm about I would say almost half in cash right now. I'm up basically in only 2 positions. I only have 4 positions: Tesla, Oracle, Newmont Mining, and Taiwan Semi. I'm down on Taiwan Semi. I'm down on Newmont. I'm not down to the limit yet, but I'm down on those. I'm only up on Tesla and Oracle. I do think we're going to turn over. That's part of the reason I'm in Newmont, because they're a gold miner, and I do think we're going to. That may be that may be, and there's reasoning behind each one of these positions. Of course, Tesla, everybody knows it. Oracle, because they, at least until yesterday, they were going to buy TikTok. That's in question right now. So that may see some pressure, but it seems to be holding up. It's right at a buy point at 60.50 is the buy point on that. Newmont Mining, the reason I'm in there is because of gold. I think we're going into a more uncertain market, and I do think the demand for gold is going up. I don't recommend holding physical gold, but I do recommend the mining companies, and this is a good one. There's not that many really great mining companies. KL is another one. That's Kirkland Lakes. And also with Taiwan Semi, the reason I'm interested in this, of course, is for 5G. Most of the companies that manufacture 5G products, such as NVIDIA and Cirrus Logic and many of the other ones, they use Taiwan Semiconductor to build all their things. They're their fabs. They're the biggest fab in the world, and they have the most volume. And I do think that they're going to do well. Though I don't know if I bought it right, because I'm definitely off a little bit. I'm off 6%, so I may get stopped out of this one. Remember, anytime you buy something, anytime you buy a stock, you want to set your stop limits at a maximum of 8% down, or 7% typically when you buy them. This gives you some extra protection. You always want to protect your position, because the market direction can change, and it is sort of changing now. So you want to be really careful on that. How it changes. You're trading on the overall market and some single stocks that are great. Thank you very much for that question. My view on the overall market currently is that, and this hasn't changed in the last few days, we are still in a market we're still under pressure here. Basically, we are in an upward trending market, but just barely. It may turn over if this arrow goes down, and you want to basically get into cash and start shorting. Right now, we're in a market trend under pressure. So, by the way, for everybody looking on TikTok, if TikTok doesn't survive, I hope it does. I think if you have the app, it's going to be surviving at least for another month or so. Hopefully, they can get it sold. But just if you like this show and you want to see the charts, just jump on over to the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and please subscribe and like it, and you'll be on that. And that's how we can, in case, we move from a situation where, where we no longer have access to TikTok. I hope that's not going to happen, but it might. And if it does happen, then then you want to go to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And of course, if you're there, always, and I always say this, please like my show and hit the like button there. So I have that going on there. So I just want to show you that on my my show. So it's kind of fun thing to do. Anyways, for everybody on TikTok, we may or may not be around, so please consider going over to YouTube for that if you really like it. So, and I really love it if you came over with me. So let's take the next question. Wow, I'm from Germany, and most of you start YouTubers are not that good. Wow, okay, well that's probably true. I mean, most of the YouTubers on YouTube stock people, they're not canned slim investors. Not saying that that I have any particular insight, but I use the canned slim method, and it's used by most of the top traders in the world, like David Ryan, who's won the investing championship like 3 times. Mike Webster, who's one of the greats, he's actually in Austin. Mike McIlvaney, who's a top trader too. So if you're interested, what I use is, for my indicators, is I use the canned slim method. I use a method that is based on chart patterns, and I'm a technical more than a fundamental trader. So I'm a technical trader, and that's really what I'm trying to bring out here. I do use some fundamental things, like I like to buy stocks that are in. I don't just buy stocks because they have a great chart, but they have to be in the right industry. But still, I really appreciate that. Thank you. If you're interested in canned slim, there are books. As a matter of fact, I think it's even translated in German. It's one of the biggest. It's one of the most widely published systems in the world. It really does work, and it's by William O'Neill. That is the name of the guy. So if you want to look kind of what I'm doing, and why I'm doing it. That's the method behind the madness. It's certainly not me, because I don't have any special inside information at all, but I do have canceling method, and that really helps a lot in order to see how the market is trading. So WMT, Walmart. You know, Walmart tried to get in on this TikTok deal. I don't know if it's still off or what. It's pulled back. It looks like it's pulling back to the 50-day moving average. I would like to. I wouldn't buy it at this level. I would wait to see if it bounces at 133.28. If it does, then, and it moves higher, then I think you have a buy. But right now, it's a watch list. It's moved below the 21-day line. That's the green line here. It's definitely in a buy zone right now. Walmart is definitely in a buy zone. So, you know, if you did buy it here, you wouldn't get hurt. It is in a buy zone, but this is that little blue box. This is a buy zone. But if I would like to see it move up. It's got it's basically 7 out of the 9 criteria. It's a very strong buy. But this market is a hard market to buy in, so I wouldn't just immediately buy it in this market. Now, if we were in a confirmed uptrend, Walmart would be a definite buy. But because we're not, this is a watch list. Wait for this thing to bounce off the 40-day. I would be looking to buy it at a reversal at 133. It's at 135 right now, very close to that. It is got a very nice upward trend. It's still a little bit weak in terms of the relative strength against the S&P 500, but it's a very, very good stock. So it is definitely in a buy zone too right now. So, but wait for it to pull back possibly to 133 before considering. I definitely can recommend Walmart. It's one of the only ones that I've seen today that I can recommend. Ouch. Okay, what is the buy point for Amazon? Amazon, another great, of course, company. Amazon has moved off of its high. The last buy point for Amazon, believe it or not, and you're not going to like to hear this, was basically 21.85, and currently it's selling for 29.54. So it's way extended off that. So let me show you kind of that chart to show you. I'm going to show you the weekly chart because that gives you a better idea. Here's the thing. Here's what's happening with Amazon. It moved out of this formation. This is a This is the first stage base. It's called a cup. It's a first stage base. It moved right up the 50-day average. It then came into a flat base consolidation here, and the last buy point for Amazon was 33.44.29. Unfortunately, it's lower than that. It's not buyable at this level. You can't buy Amazon at this level. It's not a buy. The last buy point on Amazon 33.44.29, and it's below that. So can't recommend Amazon either. Ouch. The only one that I really have that's in a buy zone, of course, is on the retail stocks is Walmart. So that's where that is. Okay, so what do you think about Apple? I got in yesterday at 110. I think it should. You know, you might be able to hold it for long term. I sold yesterday. I sold my Apple position. I had 100 shares, and I had held them through the split. I sold at 109. That was my selling point for Apple. But let's look at Apple in terms of a daily chart, so I can give you maybe some insight if you bought at 110. Unfortunately, we've fallen through the 40-day average. It looks like it is going to move lower. It may find some support at about 99. I think that it probably will find some support. It looks like if the market turns against us, which it looks like, because it looks like there's a lot of volume there and there, so it looks like the market has turned against us. I think we may see some support at about 99. 99.95. Now here's what I would do. If I bought at 110 right now, I would be setting my stop loss. And the way to find the number that you need to set it at is take your number 110, multiply it by 0.93. So let me show you sort of how I would I would do this I would do this. So let me pull it over here to the, so I can pull it over to the screen. Lets me do it. No, I guess not. It doesn't let me do it, does it? Okay. Here we go. Maybe I can, there we go. So let's see. I'm going to show you that now. So let's go back over here. And this is a way that you can set your stop loss. Okay. Is that going to allow me to put it up there? No. Okay. Well, I'm still working on getting that right. But basically, in order to set your stop loss, very easy to do. All you do is you take your buy price 110 and you multiply it by 0.93. That will give you the stop loss number. You want to set that good till cancel, because I do think that Apple is probably moving down. I do see some support at about 99.25. So. Oh, unfortunately, you're probably going to go down from here, at least, and then it probably will turn there. So, no capitalizing on some boundary day. Well, you know, I would like to capitalize on boundary day, but the market has changed direction, and so I don't know if it's going to be that great a time. I'm holding off on my purchases, just seeing how it's going to go, seeing how it's going to trade into boundary day. I do think it is trading up right now. Let's see if it has a follow-through day tomorrow. Yeah. I don't think I think it's going to trade up to about 460. That's my guess based on the charts. How it's going to do. Yeah, excellent. Hey Ryan, super 3K from the SQQQ this week. Fantastic. You know, that's definitely the great way to play it, because everybody out there, when the market changes condition like it does from a confirmed uptrend to an uptrend under pressure, the Qs are a very, very good way to play that, because that's the uncertainty ETF, and you can definitely do very well on it. So congratulations, that is an excellent you should be very proud of that. That's a very good trade. Would you why would the market go into no bad news? Well, why would it go into correction? There's no bad news. Well, I'll tell you why. It's very simple. The reason it may go into correction is because, remember, it's not based on the news, totally on the news. What happened? And hear me out on this. I know this is a little bit strange, but basically, when the COVID-19 thing happened, the market went down. The spider went all the way down to 211, and that made the bottom on March 23rd. Okay, from there it's been nothing but up. Well, it's going to it may readjust, and things can't go up if they go up at too steep an angle, they typically readjust and then go back up. So I do think we're going to retest. I don't know if we're going to retest the spider at 210 or 211, but I do think that it is time for us to possibly readjust and retest some lows. Now, technically, a correction is a technical term, and it is more than 15% from the highs to the lows. So we're not there yet, but the market uptrend is still under pressure. So that is something to be very concerned with, and it's to get ready for that, because you can make money in corrections, and I'll show you how to do it. What do you think about Apple? I think Apple's a great company, but I do think it's moving down. I sold my Apple today at 109. I had bought it previous to the split, so I did fairly well, but I do think it's going to pull back to the 99.50 level. So that's kind of where I'm thinking it's going to change its direction. But I could be totally wrong. Because the Fed is inflating prices, when do you think they'll stop buying? Well, they will. Going into the election, it's very, very likely that they will continue to be buying. They'll continue to put out there that they're going to buy the junk bonds. That's the real thing that they're doing to support the market. But remember, we have a situation where only about half the country is still reopened. In Texas, of course, where everything is open, it's not a big deal. The economy's doing great. But in other states like New York, where they refuse to reopen, it's not doing so well. And a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and so that's why the unemployment thing is so important. Same with California, same with Illinois, same with Oregon, same with a lot of these other states. So there's a lot of political discord being sowed right now. There is one party that believes that they can make hay out of that, and maybe they will be able to, but for right now, it's a mixed picture, and unfortunately, some of the states are open and they're doing great, and other ones not so much. So it's really, really a mixed picture out there. So that's one of the reasons why there's this uncertainty in the market. If it wasn't for that, if the country was open, I have no doubt that we would be even higher than we are now. So. QDEL dipped once a while back. Since it's been rallying, looks good. What do you think? Okay, so let me look at look at QDEL. This is a semi. There has been a little bit of a rotation out of the semis this last week. I can't tell you. No, I'm sorry. This is Rapid Diagnostics. Pardon me. There's another stock that's very close to this. So I apologize. This is Diagnostics. It looks like it's moving back up. It's still below the 200-day average though. I don't really like this, but there's been a lot of buying. It could rally up. It's moved above the 21-day line. I really like that. I'm looking at the daily chart here. But let's look at the criteria for buying it. Well, it's looking pretty good for the criteria. It's 8 out of 9. That's very strong. So, yeah, I mean, this would be a watch list. I would want to wait to see this thing move above the 50-day moving average here, but it looks like it's continuing its upward trend. So if it holds this trend, I think it's likely to be a very good stock. Now, if it changes direction, you want to sell it, but you could possibly buy this one at this point. You know, I wouldn't be a strong buyer of this one, but this looks like it possibly is moving upward. So not bad, not bad at all. Okay, at what price would you sell Oracle? Well, I can tell you where I have my stop loss for Oracle. Basically, for Oracle right now, I have a stop loss. I bought at basically $59 and so let's get that correct. So that's 59, and then my stop loss is set at basically 54.87. That's my sell price for that's my sell price for Oracle. If I have to jump out of it, that's going to be where I'm going to be selling Oracle. If I do have to jump out of the stock. So just for grins, that's where I'm doing it. Okay. Are we talking about Snowflake? I haven't really talked a lot about Snowflake. Snowflake though is was one of the largest IPOs. It's not really a good time to be in typically in an IPO when it comes out, and I'll show you why. Let me show you the chart on this. Typically what happens is that the owners that have been in it, the investment bankers, they make back all their money in the first day, and then they basically sell it to the retail investors, which basically take it in the shorts. And that's exactly what's happened in this case with Snowflake. It went out of the box very strong, basically at 318, and then it's dropped, and it's now selling at 243. Now, will it go lower? Probably. So I wouldn't be a buyer of this until at least 3 months. It's potentially a great company, but the way that IPOs typically trade is that they come out very strong, they drop off typically, and then they're picked up about 3 months later. So this is a 3-month look. We're going to watch this one and don't buy it until we see some strength, and that's really kind of how it is. Oh, ARK Investment. This is Kathy Wood's ETF. She is by the way, everybody out there, if you see any funds that is managed by Kathy Woods, she's definitely very, very good. Very good fund manager. She's one of the best in the business. So just, you know, I've never met her, but her results speak for itself. It's moved above the 21-day average. I think it's good. I think, you know, this might be a good time to start accumulating ARK Invest because it's down a little bit. It is a very strong, there's a huge holder of Tesla, very, very strong. So, but let's look to see kind of how we're looking. Yeah, it's 7 out of 9. It's great. Let's just see if anybody, yeah, okay, so yeah, there's 93 million outstanding shares. Yeah, that gives you the makeup. The top industries they have are containers, packaging, finance. So yeah, it's a very, very good. You know, it's a very good. It's a very, very good fund. Totally recommend it. And actually, buying an ETF is a little bit more expensive than buying the actual stock. So that's a good way to go. FCX and AAPS. All right. Well, let's look at FCS. FCX. Give us okay. Freeport-McMoRan. Okay, this is one of the largest mining companies in the world. and it's looking really strong. Actually, at $17, this might be a very good buy. Thank you for this. This is a very good call. It's off a little bit today. It's pulled back. The buy point on this was basically at 1363. It's at $17. It's got a relative strength of 95. This is a strong stock, especially going into a weaker period. This might not be bad. This is mainly a copper producer, but they also have gold as well, and they're in Indonesia, North America, and South America. So, totally good stock. Let's just look at some criterias on it. I just want to look at who the funds. I just want to look at some institutional. Let's look at the checklist. Yeah, it's for a mining company. This is stellar. It's 7 out of 9. Yeah, this is a recommend. Definitely very good. Thanks, June. You come up with some very good recommends. This is a good one. FCX is definitely in there. I'm going to put that on my short little list because that's a very good recommendation. Very good. All right, so let's look AAPS and take a look there. Did I get that right? Yeah, AAPS. Okay. Did I get that right? Apps. Oh, I don't see that. Maybe it's APS. Is that would that be it? No. Heck, sorry about that, June. I can't come up with the with that symbol AAPS. So let me try that again to see if I didn't fat finger it. No, I didn't fat finger it. I usually do, but I didn't fat finger it that time. So everybody on TikTok, by the way, if TikTok may go away, so it's super important to go over to the YouTube site so you keeps on seeing this. It's super easy. Just go to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor and please subscribe. And also, if you want to get our action trade alerts, all you have to do if you're on TikTok is go to my profile, hit the link, you'll be taken right to the sign up page. And of course, it's free. Okay, so let's see. Okay, the credit spread. He's not reading comments. Oh, well, I'm trying to read comments. The money, okay, for so long. Tech stocks are inflated. Fed has killed the dollar with how much money they've pumped. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's true to some extent, but it's right before the election. He's on TikTok Live. Yeah, exactly. By the way, I'm on TikTok Live. And that's youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And this is episode number 134. 134 is the episode for this version. I'll run the crawler for that as well so you can see it on the screen. It's 134 is the episode today. Okay, we're talking about Snowflake a little bit. I don't think Amazon is a buy right now. It's not. I don't think you want to be buying Amazon at this moment. I want to learn. Hey, absolutely. If this is an interesting comment, I want to learn about the share market. Where do I learn? Well, one of the best ways to learn is to get a book, and that's available on my website. By the way, just go to www.Dallas Trading Floor, and this is the Dallas Trading Floor bookshelf. I want to show it to you. It's this book here, How to Make Money in Stocks and Winning System, Good Times or Bad. And it's on the Dallas Trading Floor website at www.Dallas Trading Floor. And so it's basically at www.Dallas Trading Floor, and then it's on the bookshelf there. This is a great book to read. If you read this book, you start to learn what the CAN-SLIM method is and kind of how I trade, and a lot of very good traders trade. Now, there are traders that are just so much better than me. It's not funny. Dave Ryan is one of them, and of course, he is a CAN-SLIM trader, as I am as well. So very good. What about AT&T? Wow. You know, I wish I could recommend AT&T. T is at one time, I think, was had the largest holdings of any company in the world. I think more people had AT&T stock than any other stock out there. Unfortunately, that was then, and now it's not what it was. What happened is over the years, AT&T got loaded up with lots of debt. They're having to sell off assets. So unfortunately, this is the resulting chart. And the resulting chart is quite bad, going from high to low. I can't recommend it right now. I can't recommend it. It's in a downward trend. It's got a relative strength of 18. You know, it does have a good dividend, and I do think they're going to be able to continue to pay that. But remember, even some of the great dividend, what they call the dividend aristocrats, one of them was ExxonMobil. It was just an aristocrat. They had paid a dividend forever and a day, and guess what? They had to cut their dividend because of the price of oil. So there's very few dividend aristocrats left. I think Chevron is still one of them, but you know, AT&T used to be a dividend aristocrat, and it's not anymore. So sad. Sad, sad, sad. I lost 14K on Apple. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hoping it'll go up next week. I wouldn't count on it, but it will. It will move higher. But I don't think it's bottomed yet. I think we're going to see Apple trade down to its prior split value, and that was right about $400 print 441. So I'm looking at about 99.50 on the price before it turns. And I sold my Apple at 109 today. Apple has still room to downside? Absolutely does. What about Facebook, FB? I think there's been a sell-off on all the techs in general, especially the FANGs. And Facebook, unfortunately, is not immune from that. It's definitely broken below the 40-day line. This is not a good sign, at least for the near term. Now, long term, I think Facebook is a great company. But the near term, no, I don't think so. It looks like it's going to break below 250. You don't want to be in Facebook right now. You want to basically wait on that. We're in a market that may move to a correction. So we want to be mostly cash right now, as the market has sort of changed. Its tenor a little bit. It's tenor a little bit. Okay, I think Warren Buffett is addicted to the taste of Coca-Cola and love it as well. Well, yeah, I mean, who isn't? I mean, you know, originally I think when Coca-Cola was made, I heard, and I don't, you know, of course I'm not that old, but it originally had cocaine in it. So wow, it was great. Everybody loved that. Loved the taste of Coca-Cola. I think they substituted for caffeine sometime around 1900. But yeah, it's pulled above the 200-day line, so it is improving. The Coca-Cola is improving, and let's look at the buying criteria. Well, it's a 4 out of 9, but let's see even if Warren Buffett would buy it right now. So let's look at his criteria. Well, he would, because it's 13 out of 16 for Warren Buffett. So he would buy it. William O'Neill would say not so much, and Peter Lynch would say no way. So that's kind of the mixed bag on Coca-Cola. It's not going to be a stellar performer, I don't think. Wait a little bit. Let's see it firm up. Let's see it move above the 200-day line before you think about it. Okay, shorting Workhorse. I don't think it's shorting in a market that's not in a correction is very dangerous. I wouldn't be doing that until we had a change in the market direction. We're almost there. We almost could look at doing it. It doesn't. The thing about the chart here for shorting, and I want to show you this chart right now, is that it looks like it's a blow off top. I agree with that. But the thing about this is that it doesn't have a classic head and shoulders pattern. This thing probably will come down. This is what they call a blow off top. There's a lot of shorts that have unwinded on this one, so it possibly could. You know, there's a lot of shorts that have gotten caught here. I wouldn't be a short in this. I just wouldn't be. You'll end up being a statistic if you are, based on that chart. Okay, Peloton. You know, I think that if you're looking for these kind of at-home fitness companies, you might want to look at NordicTrack, because they may actually be a better bet than Peloton. I think Peloton's a bit overvalued, but then again, I think Lululemon is too, and it keeps going up. So I'm wrong a lot of times. I do think it's pulling back to the 21-day line at about 80. It's at 89. It looks very healthy. I mean, Peloton, believe it or not, looks very healthy. I wouldn't be a buyer of it. I can't see it. I can't see their story. But people have made a tremendous amount of money on it. So let's look at the buying criteria to see. Peter Lynch wouldn't be a buyer either. Would William O'Neill? Yes, William O'Neill would be a buyer. So I stand corrected. Peloton may be the thing you want to get into. I'm amazed. It's got very good buying criteria from O'Neill, and I do value that checklist tremendously. So yeah, that might be the ticket on Peloton. I can't believe it, but it may not even be overvalued, which is incredible. Okay, what price would you sell Oracle? Well, again, I was looking to sell Oracle. Basically, right now, I'm looking to sell Oracle at my stop loss, and I don't know if I can show this to you. Let's see if I can show this to you if I can. I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I can pop it over there. So I should. Yeah, there we go. So at what price would I sell it? I would sell it at 54.87. And how do I get that number? Well, the pivot on Oracle is 60.50. You multiply that times 0.93. That gives you your stop loss. I would set my stop loss at 56.26. So that's where I'd be setting my stop loss for Oracle on that one. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it for for Oracle. So anyways, that's that's the deal for Oracle. So let's go back and take another question from TikTok. See, what do you think about dividend investing? I think it's great if you have 30 years, but I would recommend investing in growth stocks. Growth stocks have outperformed dividend plays for many, many years now. So I am not a big fan. As a matter of fact, Warren Buffett never never gives a dividend, and I don't recommend dividend investing. I just don't think it works over the long term. That's my opinion. Though, I mean, I'm wrong. What about Pepsi? Pepsi-Cola. I don't know what the symbol is for Pepsi. Let me see if I can find the symbol for Pepsi. Yeah, I should know this offhand. PEP. There we go. PEP is a symbol for Pepsi. So let me see if I can get you a decent look at Pepsi in terms of the chart. Here we go. All right. Get back over here to Pepsi. There's the dashboard. No. Huh. Okay. Well. All right. Go back over here and give you a look at Pepsi. Oh. All right. Okay, well, we have come to the end of the time. It's an hour, and we have come to the end. But if you want to, if you're on TikTok, please go over to YouTube and sign up, subscribe, because that's way we can be more sure that we're gonna continue on. Also, if you want to receive the trade alerts, super easy to do. All you have to do is go over to Dallas Trading Floor and sign up. It's free. It's first and last name and your email address, and you'll be right on the list. And these come out and how I'm trading stocks. And also, we do have the small portfolio as well. So again, I will be on Monday. Happy trading. Hopefully, I may have an alert coming out this weekend. Just don't know on how I'm going to trade Tesla into battery day. I put it off based on the market condition today. I didn't. Market moved a little bit against me today, so I didn't really do anything. I just kind of kept my powder dry, and that was the kind of thing there. So I didn't really do anything there. But I'll be back on Monday, and I will hope to see you then. And happy trading.